In this video, I'll show you how to create a free website using the free Hello Elementor theme. I'll take you from a blank canvas just like this to a fully working WordPress website using Elementor, which we will be creating using only free resources. So it will have a sticky transparent header. We will be able to add our menu items to page sections just like this. And then we will also be able to add a contact page just like this, and also a lead magnet just like this over here that opens up in a new tab where you can offer your website visitors any kind of resources. And our website will be fully responsive on all devices. And after watching this video, you'll be able to use the website that you have created using the free Hello Elementor theme. So let's get started. In this video, I'm going to take you through on how you can create a one-page website or even a multi-page website using the free Hello theme from Elementor. This theme was developed by Elementor to help Elementor users not to struggle with finding which themes to use, but it's also a minimalistic theme with less styles and like a bare bones canvas that you can use to start creating WordPress website using Elementor. However, for the most part, you have to get Elementor Pro so that you can fully take advantage of the Hello theme. Now, for people who want to use the Hello theme but they don't have the Pro version of Elementor, this video is for you. Apparently, I have a fresh install of WordPress. So when you come over here on the home page, it's showing the current 2024 theme from WordPress. And if we go right back here in the dashboard and we go to appearance, themes, that is the theme that you are seeing right here. But we want to change that just in a minute. I'll just say add a new theme. Come over here, search for Hello theme. But most times it's recommended right over here under the popular themes from WordPress. Simply say install and then activate the theme. Now, when we come back here to our home page, you realize that now that has changed. Now, there are some other things we have to check before we start building our website. First, we have to come over here to the settings. There is what they call the general settings. Make sure that you change the site title and give it the name of your website. For example, the site name or the site tagline over here, you have to say, just put some slogans over there. That is if you have a slogan. The web address or the WordPress address, I don't recommend that you touch anything over here. Just leave it as it is. The administrator email, you can leave it as it is, or you can as well change it. Change over here, make changes to the site language, which language your website should be, the time zones, and all that stuff. So once you are done, save changes. Under writing, there is nothing much we can change over there at the moment. And under reading, there is something called home page display. Under this part, we have to select if we should display posts on our home page or basically to show the home page. And then later on, there is something very important over here, search engine visibility. Do you want your website to be indexed as you're developing it, or you want to disable that feature? At the moment, I'll disable that feature, but please, if you are going to launch your website, make sure that you deactivate this feature and then save changes. I am going to save changes for now, but I have to go here under pages, all pages, and I want to create my pages so that we can set our home page as a static page under this feature. So I'm going to say add a new page. I'll create a home page. And I want to create one extra page called the contact page. Basically, the pages I'm creating will be this home page, which is a static page, and the contact page, which is the contact page that our website visitors will be able to come and, find a way to write to us through an email or through a form that you'll be able to add under this page. Once you are done adding your two pages, then we can close this up. We can come back here to the reading settings, but maybe you want to see the pages. So under all pages, you see we have the contact page and the home page. Just ignore the last two pages because they are installed by default if you install WordPress. Now, back here to our reading settings, and we now simply have to reload the page. we're going to select static, and for homepage, we're going to select that we display our homepage. So as you can see here on our final website, we have the header and it has a logo. It has the menu items. So it has the about, portfolio, stories, and contact, and a special button, which is a download button over right here. So we are going to be creating a menu for our website, and please pay attention to this section because it is a bit vital for our tutorial. Our website is going to have the options that can enable you to create just a simple one-page website, but also it can be a multi-page website, just like I'm going to show you. So when someone clicks on the about menu item, they will be taken to the about section, not on the about page. And if someone clicks on the portfolio, they'll be taken to the portfolio section, not the portfolio page. Same for stories, which is this over here. But if they click on the contact page, they'll be taken to the contact page, which is right over here. And if they want to go back to the about page, they just click over here on the about page and they'll be taken back to the home page, but under the about page section. Now that is something that needs a little bit of tweaking, but I'm going to be showing you in this tutorial. Well, so now let's create our menu and the menu items. Back over here to the reading or our website settings, we are going to go straight to appearance, menus. Now we are going to first create a menu. I'll call it main menu. I'll position it in the header. And now I'm going to add my menu items to our menu. I'll start with the pages that I have. So home and about page, I'll add them to the menu. Now we are going to add some custom menu items or custom links. So under custom links, we are going to add a link to our about page section, and the same for all the other sections. So I come over here, I'll add a hash symbol and then add about. Link text is going to be about. So I add to the menu. Same I'll do for other menu items. So we have portfolio and stories. Back here to menus and portfolio. And link text is going to be portfolio. So I'll add the last one, which is stories. And link text is going to be stories. Add to menu. Now we reorder these. And lastly, we are going to add our button. So the destination link or the link of our button is going to be this special link over here, which is leading people to my Gumroad page. It can be a different thing for you. For example, if you are, leading them to a newsletter or to a PDF for download or to any other offer that you have, you can just add that link over here. And then you're going to add the text, which is for me download. Then I add, and that's it for now. But we are going to come back to this section later in this tutorial. Now let's go and have a preview of our website. We have a menu over here. We have the name and we have the tagline, and that's it. So when someone clicks over here on the download button, so they will be redirected to this page, which has the offers that you are giving up for download. But as you can see that our download button is basically letting the visitor leave our website to the other third-party website, wherever you are redirecting them to, is not a good practice. So we could better make them open it in a new tab. So how can we do that to make that this button over here is making the website visitor open it in a new tab? That's a very simple one. We're going to come back here to our menu, and up here there is something called screen options. Click over there. There is an option over here called link target. We will enable that option, and then we close our screen options. And now when we click over here on the download button or the download menu item, we have a new option called open link in a new tab. So I will enable that and then save changes. Now when I come back over here on our page, I reload. Now when someone clicks on the download button or the download menu item, they'll be taken into a new tab and their offer will open up over there. Good. Now let's go ahead and customize our header to have something that will look like this. What you see over here is that we have a logo, the menu items, and our download button. But now what we need to do is to style up this header to have the background like this, to be sticky, to also have our download button in a certain style, and as well as our menu items having this font style. Now that is what is going to take us inside the Hello theme, and then we use the Hello theme feature for creating headers and footers. So how do we do that? We are going to come back here to our website dashboard, and we are going to come to appearance. We have themes, but this time we are going to go to theme settings. As you see over here, we have several theme settings or several Hello theme settings. So for example, disable the description meta tag, disable the skip link, disable the cross-site header and footer. If you don't want to use the Hello theme header and footer builder, you can disable that feature over here. But at the moment, that is what we are going to be using to build this and this down below here. So we don't have to disable that feature. Disable the title tag. Yes, we want to disable that. We don't want titles to appear, or the page titles. In this case, when you name a page home page, when you open that page, it will show home. So for example, when I come here to pages and then I say view page, this one here, we don't want this to appear on our pages when they are opened up. So we want to disable that. Unregister Hello theme style CSS, we don't want to disable that. And register Hello theme CSS. So we still want all the other settings. I'll save changes. Now, once the changes are saved, we are going to come now here to customize. Now, this will take us straight into the Hello theme customizer. Just like you use other themes and you're able to access the customizer, we also have the Hello theme customizer. We have the option to set up the site identity, the menus, and homepage settings, header and footer, and the additional CSS. For now, we are interested in the header and footer builder. And once you click over there, it will ask you to install Elementor, because to create the header and footer with the Hello theme, it requires you that you have the Elementor page builder installed. So we are going to say install Elementor. Now the installation is done. We activate the plugin or the Elementor plugin. I'll just close this screen over here because we have now installed Elementor. And if you go under plugins, we have Elementor installed. Now, when we come back here to our appearance, customize, header and footer, I'll say start designing. This will take me now in a new tab, which will give me access to the Elementor site settings. I'll close this window. And now I'm going to come straight here to the Hello theme header. So click over there. And now this is where we can get started styling our header to the look and feel of how we want it to be. So back here to our Hello Elementor theme header inside the site settings, we want to disable the tagline, this over here, from appearing in the header. And the layout is going to be default. The width will be boxed, and the content width, we leave it on default, gap default. And the background type, this is where we are able to add a background color to our header. Open that up here, classic. I'll add a global color, or I'll create a global color. So I'll come over here, say add my color code, which is this, and I'll say create new global color. So that's the color, and I'll just give it blue as a name. That's it. So now you see we have a background color for our header. Next, we are going to select the site logo. So instead of using the site logo as a title, we are going to use the site logo as a logo. So select that. And now we want to add a logo. We have to add a logo for our website. So I'll say update, and I'll go back to the site identity, and over here under the site identity, they allow me to upload a logo. So I'll come over here, upload my logo, which I already have. Add the alt text of that logo, Alt text is text that helps screen readers and also search engines understand what the image is about. If it's an image, then try to describe that image in 3 to 4 words that make sense. I can as well create a site favicon and add it. That the site favicon is the icon that appears right here at the top in the browser tab. So I'll say update. Now when I come here to my header, you should be able to see that we have the logo, which is that, and also we should be having a site favicon up right there. You see, it's now appearing. But if I have it in the tab open, because the tab background is white, so you can't see it, but it's right over there. Now I'll go back here to our header. We have the site logo. I think I should reload this page so that you have a clear preview. This is now the preview. Back here to our Hello Theme header, site logo. We want to reduce the size of our logo to something like maybe 75. And now under the menu option, we want to select our main menu as the menu. Of course, you can create different menus under the appearance and you can point to those menus or select those menus under this drop down option. Menu layout is going to be horizontal. The breakpoint when the hamburger icon will appear is on tablet, which is still okay. And now we have to select our font color, so which is going to be a white in this case, because hey, if it stays in that color, no one can read it. So I will make it white. And then we are going to come over here to the typography, and here is where we are going to select the typeface for our font. So it will be DM Self Display, our font, and we can choose how big that will be. 18 looks fine, and the weight is going to be about, let me say 700. Yeah, that also looks fine. I'll update, and now let's have a look at how that looks like. Good. So it's a good way to start. Our header is getting in shape. We have our menu items, and we have our contact page and our button. But now we need to put some styling to our button, and also how are we going to turn our header to be sticky and responsive. But before we go into that, let's first add some sections on our homepage so that we are able to link our sections to our menu items, and then also we will make our header sticky, just like you see over right here, and then we will also style up our button. So to add content to our pages or to our homepage, let me close over these unnecessary tabs that we don't need at the moment. So I'll come back here to the dashboard, come to pages, all pages. Remember, we already installed Elementor. So now we can just simply say edit the page. I will open it in a new tab and then say edit with Elementor. And here we are. So how do we start creating content in Elementor? The first thing that you have to understand is how to use containers, and I have a specific tutorial on that, and I'm going to link it down in the description of this video. And if you don't understand how to use the containers or the Elementor containers, that video will help you. So in this tutorial, I'll show you how you can use some nice looking templates from Templately, which is a freemium Elementor template resource on the internet, and you can either start free or you can subscribe and be using some templates from there. And to do that, first of all, you're going to go to gotechug.com/templately. And that will bring you to this website over here, which has a bundle of premium Elementor templates. At the moment, they have over 5,000 templates and template packs and over 300,000 active users. You can access your templates and save them to the cloud. You can use their free plugin and install your Elementor templates. And these are some of the cool templates that they have, both free and pro templates. Right over here, you can choose from different, kind of templates and also dependencies. For example, there is the blog and magazine, celebration, construction, e-commerce. You can also download full page templates, landing pages, archive pages, and all that stuff. But if you are here and you don't have an account yet, you're going to say get started, and you can choose to start for free, just like I'm going to show you in this video. And then you'll have access to over 2,000 starter items. and then you can upgrade later. But if you feel like you want to have premium templates at the moment, you can just go ahead and subscribe to any of these subscriptions. And once you are done signing up over here on Templately, then you're going to come back here to your WordPress website. You're going to come to plugins, install a new plugin, and you'll have to look up for Templately, which is a free Templately plugin. But to use it, you still have to have an account on Templately. So I'll install and then I'll activate Templately. I am going to log in. I'll enter my email. Then I'll add my password, then I'll say sign in. I am now able to start using any templates from Templately. Personally, I was interested in photography templates. So I just clicked over here under photography and then I say filter, and right over here, I'm able to see some templates about photography, and exactly this is the one I used. They are the templates right over here. And I wanted to use this, and when I open it, you can even go ahead and look at the live demos of the templates. So this is it here, and the gallery and all that stuff. So I have this homepage starter template over right here, and I am going to say insert. Of course, you can as well go through these other options down below here to select which template you want to get started with. And I'll say insert. In this case, it is also going to tell me that it's going to install an Elementor add-on called Essential Add-ons. I think this is the most popular Elementor add-on. Apart from premium add-ons for Elementor, there is also Essential Add-ons for Elementor with over 1 million active users at the moment. So I'll say install and proceed the import. Here it's asking me to create a page. No, I'll just say import into the library, and then I'll say preview template. So this should be able to take me to, a page like this. Now, when I go back here to my dashboard, I'm going to say pages. Oh, in fact, I'll just go straight to my homepage that we already opened, and I'll reload now. We now have this new icon from Templately. So when I click over there, I'll look at the pages. I have all these pages, but I also have templates, and you see I have already downloaded this template, and I'll say insert, which is a homepage template, and now I'm now inserting it on my homepage. Boom, there we go. First things first, I noticed that these templates, or at least for this template that I selected, it was not already container converted. Most or some of these templates are still using the old column section model, and right now Elementor is using containers. Hey, and don't get me wrong, they still work pretty fine. Everything is fine, but also if you want to get more flexibility and improve your site performance, it's better that you convert these to containers. I don't recommend that you simply click over here. So for example, when I select this section, there is an option called convert. Yes, it works certain times, but other times it will break things up. So for example, here it has worked, but it's not the best practice. And I talked about that in a video, which I'll also link right down in the description of this video. I've converted this section into a container. So we have this, which is a section, and now I've converted it into a container, and yeah, things look fine. So I'll just now delete the first one here, and I can do that for other sections. And when I go further down, if I convert this, I'm sure it may not work. So for example, when I convert, you see now these are now in a vertical direction, yet before they were in 2 rows and 3 columns. So this would require you properly to add a new container and change the direction of these. But now you get what I mean. It may not really convert to what it should look like. That's it. So I'll delete the other sections. I may as well convert this one. So convert this. Give these containers names. So for example, this is going to be simply hero 1. And I'll name the second one to be portfolio. I'll name the third one to be our about. I'll name this to be our stories. So remember, we want that about is the second. So about is the second, and then we have portfolio and then stories. Now, we can as well go ahead and do some edits on these sections. So for example, we want to change the typeface for the headings, this over here, and we apply it everywhere on the page. So I'm going to select this and I'll come to style, typography, change this to DM serif display. Pixels will be 75 and I'll make the line height to be 85 pixels. And I am going to add this as, before I go ahead, I'm going to make it semi-bold and I'll make this as a global font. So headings. So now I'm going to apply the same global font to all the other headings. I'll convert this to a heading, style, under typography, select headings. Same for this, gallery, typography, under style, headings. Then select this portfolio, style, typography, headings. Now, the other thing is now we want to link our sections or containers to our menu right over here. So for example, the about. So the about section, I'll select the about section or container, and I'm going to come here to advanced. Under CSS ID, I am going to add the ID for this. So this ID should match the ID that you chose in the menus area. Do you remember this part? So under appearance, menus, remember under about, we chose a custom link called about. This one here is what we are going to use without the hatch symbol. So select that. This, which is the about, under advanced, CSS ID, add the about. Same we do for portfolio, which is down below here. We're going to come to advanced. I remember now this is a container. So CSS ID, we have to add portfolio. Make sure that you don't mess up the spellings. So it should be the exact spelling that you used here. Come to our page, add the CSS ID. Same for stories. Come here. So this should change to stories. Okay, and then under advanced CSS ID, it should be stories. That is the same word that you used here. So should be stories. Copy that. Come back here to our advanced options section for stories. Paste that and then now update. Now, when we come now to our home page, we are going to reload that. You realize that we have our page looking just like this, nice and neat, and our stories. I don't like how this is overlapping. I'll come back here to the stories part, select that container inside, unlink. I'll give this a top padding of maybe a 30. Back here to our page. Reload. Where is the stories part? Good. Fixed. Now, what else do we have to fix, or should we have to fix? Now we want to change the background colors for all these sections. So we are going to come here to our page, home page, select this, and under style, background color, a classic background color. It's going to be our blue. You remember when we selected and made that blue a global color, this is where it is helping us from. We want our blue also for this. Select this section as well, or container, blue, and also the inside part or containers, static blue. I think this is the one. okay, and classic, do, and as well a blue. Update. Let's go and have a preview on our final site. Great. Good. And yeah, I like how everything now flows. Now remember that we changed the CSS IDs for the sections. Now let's test them here. So when I click on about, that should take me to the about section. If I click on portfolio, that should be able to take me to the portfolio section, which is called the gallery. And if I click on stories, that should take me to the stories. And contact, obviously that will take me to the contact page. But now when I click on about, it doesn't take me back to the about page. What should I do? So to fix that, we are going to first of all come back to our homepage and copy the URL for your homepage. Copy that. Come to menus and go to the about menu item. Before it, you're going to add and paste that URL just like that. So it is the URL of the page /about with this hash symbol. Make sure it's there. The same we do for portfolio. Paste the URL of the homepage, and it should also have the hash symbol. Repeat the same for stories. And that's it. So I'll update. I'll come now to our page, which is our homepage. Reload this. Now when I click about, it takes me to the about page. When I click portfolio, it takes me to the portfolio section, stories. And now when I click on contact page, it will load the contact page, which we haven't added anything at the moment. But now if we click back to the about page or the about section, it should take me back to the home page and directly to the about section. In this part of our tutorial, we are going to make our header sticky and a bit transparent. So something like this. So to do that, we are going to add some custom CSS to our header because the Hello theme doesn't come with the functionality to add or enable a sticky header or even a sticky transparent header. However, the Hello theme gives us a free option to add additional CSS. And under our dashboard, and you come over here to the customize option for the Hello theme, you realize that we have the option to add additional CSS. And you don't have to worry about writing the CSS because I'm going to provide it under the description of this video. So here is our CSS, and just to try to explain it to you or what it does. So we have the section which makes the header sticky. So here we have the class which is targeting the header to make it sticky. And then also down below here, we make it that it is on top of every other section of the page. And then here we make sure that the header is responsive on mobile and tablets right over here. And then we customize also the hamburger icon. So if you are viewing this website on the mobile device like this, the hamburger icon is styled up in this format without this CSS. For example, if I remove this, you see that our hamburger icon looks very ugly. It's in dark color, which is the default color that comes with the hamburger icon on install of the Hello theme. So we add that CSS to style it up. So this is the style that will help us style our download button to look just like this. And I gave it a class, but by default, the Hello theme doesn't give it a class. So it's a menu item, and you can, for example, if I just come over here, inspect and select this item over here, it is menu item 15. So this is the CSS ID. So in case you don't want to create a CSS class, you can just target this ID. So you replace the class which I created. So it can be, here it is 15. So you can say this menu item, and then over here you just add the CSS ID, which is hash, and this ID. Me, I just created a class which is called download. So I'll copy that class. So I'll exit this, come right over here to our appearance, menus. We have the download button, but we want to add a class over here. How do we do that? We'll come back here to the screen options, and we have something called CSS classes. If you enable this feature, then you will have the option to add a CSS class to the menu item called download. There is our CSS class added. I'll save the menu and update. And now when I say publish and I reload, you'll see that this menu item will have now the styling that we added using the additional CSS. Okay, so this whole section over here is for the download button, and you can change the background color on hover. And then here you can style the menu item itself. And right over here, you can set the background color for the button. These are styles for the normal and active states of the button. And here is the style for the hover state of the button, just like you see over right there. So once you are done, you can just say publish, and now we will have a fully responsive, sticky, transparent header using the free Hello theme for Elementor. Next is we are going to be adding content to our contact page. I'll exit the additional CSS section and then come here to the pages, contact page. I'll edit with Elementor. So right over there. I'll select a template to use. So I'll go straight to my templates. I'll insert this kit. I'll delete all that I don't need for our contact page. Delete this. And right over here, I'll switch these columns. I'll rename this to be contact us. And I'll give it a typography style of our heading, and here it's going to be an H3, so I want it to be up over here. I will delete this as well, the bottom, and right over here I'll add a form. So right over here we can say form. So this contact form 7 widget is provided by the essential add-ons for Elementor, but you need to have the contact form 7 plugin installed. So I'll just add that down below here, and I'm going to update, and then I'll come back here to our plugins, install plugins, then I'll say add a new plugin, and then say contact form 7. It's here, install, have it activated. Make sure that you come here to settings and then create a form, or you can simply just select this shortcode. But once you install it automatically, contact form 7 widget will give you the option to select that form. So when I come back here, I reload this page, our contact page. And now when I select this widget, I have a new form. Alternatively, you can say create a new form, and you can decide what form fields are going to be in that new form that you are creating. So when you use a default one, this is how it would look like. So you can come back here and style up how everything is going to look like. Typography for the labels is going to be DM serif, bigger, and you want the text color to be visible, something like that. And you can choose to style up your submit button as well. And you can choose that you don't want this image, but instead you want to add your contact form right up here. So something like this. So you have set up your contact form. Make sure that you test the form and it works fine. So if you don't know how to set up the contact form 7, just check out my Elementor contact form 7 tutorial. So I'll add some padding on the left hand side, be a 30. So now when I go back to my website, I reload over here, I come to the contact page, you realize that now we have the contact form. Of course, we want now to change our background to match the background of other sections of the website. So make sure that you update, and I'll come over here to check out how it looks like. Good. Now we have also to style up our footer. We come here to our site settings. We come to Hello Theme footer. So you want to not show the site logo. We don't want that, but we want to show the site tagline. We don't want to show the menu, and we only want to show the copyright. And if you want to change how these look like, you can come over here to tagline or under copyright and make changes to how the copyright is going to look like. So before we close up our tutorial, let's do a recap of what we have done. We have created a header, a sticky transparent header. We have created a footer. We have created and added our homepage sections. And we've also styled up our button and also made it that it can open in a new tab. And yes, so now let's look into what other things you have to know about before you take your website live. So we go back here to our editor and we're going to come here to settings. There is what they call permalinks, and make sure that you have the post name set as your permalinks. And if you move your website to a new host and your pages aren't linking, make sure that you just come over here and say save changes with the post name selected, and then you try again checking your website links if they are working. So the other thing is that we have to look into the plugins that we have used in this tutorial. The Contact Form 7 plugin for adding the contact form on our website, Elementor for helping us building the sections, and the essential add-ons for Elementor, which is a freemium Elementor add-on that you can use to build sections of your pages. So for example, when I come over here on our contact page and I want to add a new section. So when I come here to widgets, not the pro widgets because we are using the free version of Elementor, you will see that you have widgets from the essential add-ons for Elementor. So why do we have the essential add-ons for Elementor? Because they are the makers of the Templetly templates for Elementor, and if you install those templates on your WordPress website, by default it will also install essential add-ons, because some of the widgets that I used in creating those templates, they are widgets from the essential add-ons for Elementor. So that is why you will find that you have the essential add-ons for Elementor plugin inside your WordPress install. Last but not the least, you have to make sure that your website is responsive on all devices and that your website visitors won't find issues while navigating your website on mobile devices. And if you want a tutorial on how to create responsive websites in Elementor, then I'm going to link also a video in the description of this video to take you through exactly how to create responsive designs with Elementor. And finally, if you have found value in this Hello Theme tutorial for Elementor, and maybe at some point in time you want to, take your Elementor skill set to the next level by probably getting Elementor Pro, then I recommend you checking out my Elementor Pro Bootcamp, where you can take advantage of the Elementor Pro plugin to build fully dynamic websites for Elementor. I'll be leaving a link to the course in the description of this video. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that now you have an idea on how you can create a free website using the Hello theme for Elementor. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to let me know down in the comment box of this video, but also like the video if you liked it, share it with a friend whom you think it will be of value to. Thank you so much and see you in the next video.